All right. Looks like we are at the starting time. We still don't have a complete lobby quite yet, so I'm gonna swap you guys over to this screen. Hello and welcome. Tonight we're going to be casting Week 10 Philadelphia Fright versus the San Francisco Thunderbirds. This should be an interesting game tonight. I believe these teams are kind of neck and neck in terms of who's going to make it into finals potentially. Yeah, I mean they're tied on wins and losses. If the roster sheet is up to date, which I'm not entirely sure it is, but probably. So should be an interesting game and should potentially make or break someone's rush to the playoffs. Again, like I said, still waiting for a lobby to be set up. Right now we don't have much in the way of teams. We are missing most everyone from Philly. We have 4 people here now. And SF is also lacking in individuals. I guess we'll just swap. I'm gonna hide chat real quick. Hopefully Onda doesn't ever ask me any questions, and then we can swap you guys here so we can start looking at people's SR. It looks like Legend Lubu, who I believe is a plat support, if I remember correctly last time I casted their game. Which season was it that SR is based? Gold support. Okay. Nice. I thought I could fit the current season. Gold support. Flank Bastion. And again, Diamond Tank. Plat support. Gold DPS. Rabbit Warriors, who I think is silver across the board. Yes, Flamingo. Silver. Well, maybe. I know Rabbits was silver. Bronze, actually, so they're going to be, oh, gold. Maybe considered as gold. I'd have to look at the sheet. It's Josh. Has a private profile. Killa. Also a private profile. And then for Philadelphia, we have Mr. Fundino, who is a diamond tank. Sinister coming in. Whoop. Gold across the board. Shredder is a diamond tank. Yeah. A diamond Zarya. Let me specify here because there can be specificity with Shredder. Papa Torbjorn is going to be coming in. Gold support, silver everything else. Hydrangea is their Masters DPS player. Hit scan, primarily. And then they're missing a player. Is Choo Choo on their team? Shadow Stride's coming in. Not entirely certain. Go STF, go Shredder, go Weedy. Yeah, both of these teams are really good. They're really interesting teams because they've not had the, like, perfect linear, like, climb to victory. They've had their ups and downs. And these are also going to be, like, a really evenly matched team. So I'm very curious. I honestly don't have a prediction for how this is about to go. It could go pretty much anyway. I don't know. I mean, it's going to go on Philly's way if SF can't get a team, but I think right now it's just a matter of sorting all the many, many people in this lobby. Holy mother of God. All right. Okay, so we have rosters are actually coming. So we already did, we know these guys. Rabbit Warriors is their silver. Shadow Stride is their other support for Philly. Going to be coming in at gold for support. Gold across the board. We're going to have Choo Choo for STF. It's going to have a private profile. Did you unlock your profile, Josh? No, it's private. And Kaiju, who is a DPS. I remember last time I cast him. Very impressive Hanzo. Plat DPS. Mr. Fundino, I think, had a really good Tracer play last time I casted them, which I think was last week. I believe I casted them last week, and this DPS duo did pop off, if you will. Ethelred coming in at bronze. Oh, silver for season 25, which I believe is still the season we count for SRs. All right, and then Legend Lubu was gold. All right, I believe JJ Hoops. I believe these are going to eventually be Philly, and holy crap, I'm guessing these are... Reckless is just kind of in, He's in games, huh? He just shows up. He showed up. Maybe it's because it's SF, but he showed up to the last one too. Or he's just chilling in the lobby. Go Josh and Jesus? Who's Jesus? Oh, I guess it is Easter. So, if you are so inclined to favor the Christian Lord, happy days to you. I understand it's an important holiday that doesn't have much to do with a rabbit. Did go to Catholic high school, did not retain any of it, didn't pay attention in the Christian classes. But I understand Easter's important, and Jesus died and supposedly is not dead anymore, so he got better. Alright, it looks like we have a full lobby. Hopefully they're not asking me for readies. Read? What? Read, please save me. I don't know why Shredder's. I'm hiding chat. Looks like no one's asking me for ready. But apparently Shredder wants me to save him from what I don't know, and how I also don't know. So Shredder will remain unsafe and in harm's way. And potentially we'll start a game here soon. It's only 6 minutes after the game was supposed to start, so we're not doing the worst time I've seen. Choo Choo is Jesus. Chucho. I don't know how to say people's names, listen. I did think, listen, I've tried to get it to going where I've talked to the couple council that are on my team, and I bug constantly. I think on the form that you submit at the beginning of the season with your SR, you should write how to pronounce your fucking battle tag to help poor streamers who are trying to cast and say your names. So it should just be part of it. Just like tell me, like give me a phonetic pronunciation of your name. How do you want me to call you? Cause otherwise I'm just guessing and I'm gonna guess wrong. Like that's just the fact of the matter. It is what it is. Are we going? We're not going. I guess Onda, who is currently mine and is hosting, has not yet swapped the spectators to the respective team sides. So I'm guessing we're still waiting. We're still thinking about it. We're having a moment. I don't know. What else can we talk about? We can talk about Oasis. So Oasis is the starting control map for this week. It is an interesting map. A couple of different comps that can be played. Depends on the map segment you get. University being known for its brawl comps. And City Center being known for tends to favor double bubble given that it has that high ground. It's more fun to watch casters struggle now. I mean, it is more fun. It's gonna be all fun and games until someone gets really upset by the nickname you call them. But, hopefully no one gets too upset. I'm not fucking it up intentionally. Except when it's funny, in which case I am fucking it up intentionally. I don't know, we're just sitting and staring at a lobby, which is the bane of my existence. I don't know who we're waiting for. I don't know what we're waiting for. Maybe we're waiting for the Easter miracle. We're waiting for Jesus to come again. We are literally waiting for the second coming. And it's not coming, guys. It's not happening. Jesus is still dead. And will be dead until we start this game. So it's all in Onda's hands. So Onda is keeping Jesus dead, which is another way of saying Onda murdered Jesus. Essentially. He's accessory to murder. Him and those three, I think they were Roman? 3 Roman guys. There were 3 Roman dudes and Onda. Way back when, depending on what type of Christian you are, either like 3,000 years ago or way years ago, that did not like Jesus and were just like, can't have this man. Can't have this man. Oops, shit. We're still waiting. Oh, it looks like we're swapping spectators to the correct sides. We've had an epiphany. It's coming. We're thinking about it. We still have 3 people who are on Spec All, which I don't know. Oh, this is going to be Reckless, Kahlua, and Gone, because they did this last time for San Francisco. They're just going to be on different accounts, perhaps? I mean, as long as Philly's okay with them being spec all, considering they're San Francisco's friends, I guess you can just count on them to not cheat. But who knows? We are still waiting on Shredder's being. We're still thinking about it. We're thinking about starting a game here. We're thinking about having a game, and we're thinking about how much dead air we are giving Reed to fill. 10 minutes of dead air, in fact. I've already gone through everyone's profiles. We've already talked about the map. We've already talked about the fact that it's Easter. We've already talked about the fact that Onda killed Jesus. Like, I'm out of material. That's it. Like, we're only 10 minutes into the stream. We haven't even started the first map, and I am out of material. There are no more jokes. The funny's gone. The funny was never here, and it's already gone. What can we talk about? What can we vamp for another probably 10 minutes while Onda figures out how to swap spec teams? The Archives event is happening potentially soon. That's fun. Gotta love those Overwatch events where you get things and there's an arcade mode that you don't play and some skins that potentially you like or hate.
Welcome to
Thank
Oasis.
fucking God. Okay. Looks like we're gonna be starting on Garden. Nice map. Some high ground above the point. Excellent opportunity for boops. Not uncommon to see a pharmacy here. Or alternatively, just basic ground DPS, maybe a D.Va or a Winston to contest this high ground, or you can just try to push it straight. Brawl. Let's see. Oop, I missed the window. That's not down. Go through. What the teams are gonna pick. So far, nothing.
Ready for battle.
Alright, looks like we have a Rhine Zarya coming out of the Thunderbirds, retaliated with a Rhine Zarya on the side of Philadelphia Fright. Looks like we're going to have Sinister on the Tracer. Let's see if I can get these keys right. Sinister? Nope. Not Sinister. Sinister? Not Sinister again. Sinister on the Sim. Hydrangea on the McCree. Rabbits on the Lucio. Shadow Stride on the Baptiste. They're going to be going into a McCree and Genji with a Bap and a combo. That's a shit ton of healing for the start. Looks like we're going to be pushing straight to point. What is this I see? We have a very interesting rollout from Philadelphia Fright going down and then back up the stairs through Hookah up to the high ground. But they've made it here in the end, and Hydrangea gets a nice opening pick onto Mr. Fundino. Second pick onto Ethelred. And now the Reinhardt is in. Shredder gets a nice pick onto Legend Loop, but the Reinhardt has charged. Doesn't manage to find anything with the pin, and is now just smacking the enemy Reinhardt until he's dead. And the Fire Strike doesn't manage to get it. Shredder cleans up his counterpart on the SF Thunderbirds, and it looks like Philadelphia will be taking first capture on the point. We are 50% to Shatter, 50% to High Noon. Nothing really in the tank for SF Thunderbirds. Let's see if they can. We do have some swaps. Kaijuo going on to the Hanzo. Let's see. Looks like they're going to try and push up this stairwell and contest high ground. But that is a McCree that just doesn't hit. Ooh, nice pick from Kaijuo. Managed to get the headshot into Baptiste. That is one of their healers down. Flash misses the Genji. Kaijuo's getting another pick. He's so low, though. He's just picking for the outside, but him, Chucho manages to get the pick onto Rabbit Warriors. And now it is just chasing down the last remnants of Philadelphia. But Hydrangea does get the goodbye pick onto Mr. Fundino. For the point cap is flipped at 44% for Philadelphia Fright. Now, SF Thunderbirds are here. We have Shatters on both sides, as well as a High Noon for Hydrangea. Let's follow Flank Bastion and see if he can manage to land this Shatter. Probably knows that the enemy team also has this. They're also coming up on Window. Potentially will have it this fight and grab. Choo-Choo actually beating out Shredder in the grab ult charge, but not by much. Shatter comes out, is going to get 4. Nice sleep. Grab comes out to follow up. Ooh, grab comes out from Choo-Choo to defend. My bad, I thought that was Shredder's grab. It was actually Choo-Choo's grab. In vain attempt to stall and potentially remove it, but the shatter was too good. And they managed to get too many kills out of it. Nice job. So now, we just kind of have the shatter, and we almost have the window, as well as a nano for SF Thunderbirds, and they are pushing into a grav pulse. They gotta be setting up this grav pulse. That's what I would set up. They're gonna try and push you in this stairwell, and you're gonna grav pulse them. The Tracer better be in fucking position. I would be screaming at Sinister. You are in position, right? You're in position. They let the nano blade go. They waited too long. They were too slow. And that gave Itchjaws time to light up a shatter, and the nano blade goes off. Good news is that they wasted 3 ultimates to retake that point. And it is 81% for Philadelphia, and you still have your Wombo combo. Coming up, you just gotta set this up. They're also almost at both support ultimates. Rabbit's just getting the beat. Shadow Stride hanging on to window. Gonna be pushing into a Dragon Strike and a window as well. But let's see where this grab goes. Hydrangea better be in place. Dueling windows, but it's Josh's Fire Strike is better. Gets 2. Meanwhile, Flank Bastion only gets 1, but that is Ethel Red down. That is Baptiste. Looks like we are going to try and back out and regroup. Get some charge before you leave. But Mr. Fundino is just going to clean up as Shredder runs away like the bitch she is. Alright. And now we have this Dragon, which is pretty much the only ult SF has to defend this point. But it is about to hit 90% of them, so that means it is time to go. And we're going to go back to Shredder to see if this grab will come. This grab pulse, greatly anticipated. The grab comes out. There are 3 there. Dragon comes out to cover the grab. Pulse goes out, but the Immort catches it. So no one dies. Beat comes out for Philadelphia. They're still here, still pushing. Mr. Fundino does manage to deflect Hydrangea's Deadeye and kill him in the process. Grab comes out from Chucho. Shatter also comes out from It's Josh, and it looks like SF, despite the fact that Philadelphia had pretty much 6 ultimates in the tank, will manage to withstand and continue to defend on Garden.
Greetings.
Nice job.
Score.
I do know that feel, though, where you know you have the combo, and there's so much pressure to hit the combo that you just end up, you're too slow. You're not fast enough on the draw, and that ultimately is what fucks you over. Like, they waited probably 2-3 fights. They just got a series of, like, unfortunate picks, like the window Fire Strike from Miss Josh was so much better, and that stalled them out. And it was just, like, too many fights were wasted trying to pull off this combo. And it gave too much percentage to the time where it was like 90% for SF. Alright. No swaps coming out from either side. Oh, actually, yeah, no swaps coming out from either side. Potentially also SF really benefiting from this just massive amount of heals combo. Let's sit with Legend Lubu and watch some fascinating Ana gameplay. Now it looks like they're going to go and take the jump pad onto the high ground. Meanwhile, Philadelphia is going to fight on point. Tanks are dropping down along with Baptiste. DPS Ana staying up on the high ground. Gives her a nice angle to heal her team. Or DPS the enemy, or sleep the Bubbles Reinhardt if she so chooses. Alright, Flank Bastion is getting dangerously low here. Sinister is going to go down to Mr. Fundino in the back line. Mr. Fundino. Oh, no, Sinister's going to get the pick on Mr. Fundino. After Kaijuo manages to get 2 picks, Hydrangea. Oof. Hydrangea did get 2 picks in there. But it looks like it just isn't going to be enough with the tanks, as well as Kaijuo from SF Thunderbirds just cleaning up. Alright. We are 55% to grab. Meanwhile, Shredder's only at 32. Didn't manage to get much energy and do much damage in that fight. Also almost have a Pulse Bomb from Mr. Fundino, who is desperately asking for healing from his team and being ignored by both of his supports. There we go, bud. There you go. Nice little top off. He's going to go and pick at the backline. Almost has this Pulse Bomb. Hydrangea has spotted him, although that is the master DPS on the team, and that is a dangerous game to play. And it looks like, well, you were fighting that master DPS. The front line was just steep. Ooh, that's a nice shot, though, from Kaijuo before he dies. Philadelphia will manage to claim the point. Flank Bastion as well as Hydrangea just cleaning up and preventing SF Thunderbirds any further percentage on this city center point. We do have a Shatter now at the ready for Philadelphia, as well as, High Noon. But we've been here before with the addition of the window. We also have a Shatter here. Window Fire Strike doesn't manage to find anything this time. Immort comes out super early, perhaps fearing that better Fire Strike from It's Just last time. Flank Bastion is going to get with a second Fire Strike. Graviton Surge comes out. Grab Dragons does come out. Immort was used really early in that last fight, and they took advantage of it, but people are dying left and right. The tanks are dead. It's Shredder, high charge on point. They nano the Hanzo. He can't hit his shots, although he's whiffing. He gets it. He gets it. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We're good. We're good. Oh, God. Had an anxiety attack. Is it like the instant a DPS gets nanoed, you watch their like damage output per second just like crash into the abyss? Anyways, saved by the Grab Dragons, despite the fact that Ethelred did die to the second Fire Strike from Flank Bastion. That was a nice window, but now Philadelphia is here and they have 5 ultimates. So what are they going to use? I'm guessing Shatter, guy the way is playing. Nice pick by Hydrangea, retaliatory pick by Kaijua. Onto Hydrangea. Sinister is going to get the cleanup onto Haiju, and it's going to be 2 down, both supports down with the Shatter, and the Reinhardt is on them. Legend Lube was running away, but he isn't going to manage to get away. Shredder and Sinister cleaning up the rest of the team on point with the supports cut off in the back line, and that is a point flip for Philadelphia. Shredder sitting on this Graviton Surge, Hydrangea on the High Noon with Rabbit Warriors having to beat just in case. We do have a Pulse Bomb here from Mr. Fundino, as well as a window from Ethelred. High Noon's coming out, get some hard cover. Does manage to destroy the barrier. Immortality does come out. Immortality's dead. Nice anti onto the team. Beat to cover the anti and kind of negate the aggression. You want a window here, Ethelred? Do it. You know you want to. It's going to be such a good window, but the time is gone. But they have ceded a lot of space and managed to capture a retaliatory window happening. Immortality's coming out for San Francisco Thunderbirds, and the Grab Dragon is good. Kaijua manages to get 2 kills. Mr. Fundino getting another 2 kills. Hydrangea gets picked onto Choo Choo. That's unfortunate. It's going to reset their energy, but they almost have Grav. They're probably going to grab Pulse this fight. Dragons just used. They also still have the window from Ethelred. Almost have Nano from Legend Lubu. Coming up also on a Shatter from Flank Bastion, but not much else going to be in the tank for the rest of this fight. Let's see if Chucho... Oop. That's your combo dead. And we shatter 2 shields in 1 game. Nano Rhine into the grab. It's a classic for a reason, guys, and it is just going to steamroll through half of the Philadelphia team, and they cannot withstand it. Overtime, Hydrangea chucks High Noon into the shield in a desperate attempt to kill. Ooh, Flash Fan, and he's down. Mr. Bandito is on point, does have Pulse, is going to have to recall out. Hydrangea does manage to get 2 picks here. Pulse is just on the ground, it's going to explode and do nothing. There is a Wrecking Ball here on point and a Tracer that is desperately low. Philadelphia is just getting back faster. They're reinforcing. They are going to flip it. And oh, never mind. Chucho's back on the Hammond. It is stall territory for both teams, as neither of them can manage to clean up these stall heroes. Kaijua goes down to Flank Bastion on the Wrecking Ball. Shatter comes out. It's Josh. Doesn't manage to find anyone. It manages to find the Lucio, but there's no one there to clean it up. And so manages to skid away. And it looks like both teams are back. Legend Loop is going to go down on the Lucio. Windows coming out from Shadow Stride to heal up the team, as well as try and flip this fight in their favor. Trying to do some damage as well as heal every now and again. We do want to alternate with that. High Noon does manage to finally find someone. We finally have a kill with High Noon. That is going to be Kaiju going down, and Philadelphia Fright flips it. It is about to be 99 to 99. Can anyone from SF get back in time to touch? No. We're gonna be going to a 3rd segment. Nice.
Score.
Hi, Ruhei.
1-1.
Hi, Kalua. And Dippity. Nice to see you all here. Looks like we have an intense game ahead of us. We are now going to be on University, famous for its brawl. Looks like we're going to swapping back to the Rhine Zarya on both sides. Kaijua going to the Genji this time with Fundino on the Tracer. We're going to stick with that Bap Anna heals combo for SF. Meanwhile, we have Tracer McCree for Philly with Rabbits on the Lucio and Shadow Stride on the Baptiste. Let's follow flank Bastion as he charges in. Looks like Philly's going to go a hard left to this small health pack. I see Mr. Fundino on the right going to be high ground, potentially to meet the other Tracer, and is going to just destroy Sinister on the Tracer. Alright. Ooh, I didn't realize. Nice swap on to the Echo from Kaiju. Choo Choo is going to get 2 opening picks onto this, with the Echo getting 2 more picks, and that looks like that is going to be nice sleep onto Shredder. That is going to be a point cap for the SF Thunderbirds. 60% to grab, almost 80% to shatter, halfway to copy, halfway to pulse, halfway to window, and more than halfway to nano. Only thing they're close on is potentially shatter and window here. Let's see where they decide to push. Actually, let's watch this, because this man's about to get shatter. There it is. Is he going to use it? The May is out. Shatter comes out. It doesn't manage to find it. He is going to get booped to the low ground. That can be devastating. This man does have grab. Is going to use it. And he is just on the inside. The Echo is just going to pour damage into the grab. That is 3 kills from Choo Choo and Kaiju. Oh my goodness, there's a lot happening on the screen. Nice cleanup and a nice charge from It's Josh back into the fight from the low ground. And they will continue to hold at the cost of 3 ultimates. We've been here before. Let's see if, well, because of the swaps, there are actually very few ults on the side of Philadelphia. Oh, Pulse comes out, is going to get the immortality, but that does clear out immortality, and Mr. Fundino can now just go in. Is that a hold on? Tracer was nano, wasn't it? Tracer was nano. It looks like, or was it someone else? Oh well. As well as the copy on the Reinhardt from Kaiju manages to continue to hold point. We're getting into last fight territory as we are 75% capture percentage for the SF Thunderbirds, but we do have a shatter coming up here as well as a high noon from Hydrangea. That is a chunk of damage. Window and beat almost there, but they are going to be going into a shatter from It's Josh. However, he has been struggling to hit these all night, and it's not going to change now, as it looks like the enemy shatter is better, but retaliatory shatter does happen, has to kill the immortal, though, does manage to get both supports, although that is both supports down. High noon from behind, the grab into the high noon. He does have to peel back, although so there is no any high noon damage, but it looks like they can just brute force it out. Shredder is so low here, but he is going to manage to survive it. And it looks like at the 99th percentile, the last second, Philadelphia Fright is going to manage to swap this point off of a nice grab and nice shatter from the tanks. There was a high noon in there, but it didn't do much, so we're not going to talk about it. Most support ults on line for Philadelphia Fright, and they're coming up on a blizzard, but will they have it fast enough? And will there be a defense from the grab pulse combo? Let's see where this grab goes. They can potentially win off this. They are probably also going to get nano off of this fight. Window at the ready. If the pulse doesn't work. This man wants to grab from the right. Probably should have just chucked it there. You can just clean up. Immort's out! Immort's out! You know you want to chuck it. They're going to chuck it. Beat comes out as well as Blizzard. Shatter comes out. It's Josh is frozen. Shatter, Blizzard, it is down 3 on both sides. There are 4 people alive for Philly, 3 people alive for SF, and it looks like they're going to back off with no results. The May causing severe amount of problems. That was a clutch-ass Blizzard from Sinister. Managed to save them. I don't quite know what happened to the pulse. I'm guessing it got eaten by the beat from Rabbit Warriors, so nice job, Rabbits. And the Blizzard managed to cancel the shatter that came out from It's Josh. We have another shatter here coming out. Window fire strike, good. Nice headshot also onto Ethelred from Sinister. Sinister going to get the pick onto It's Josh. Trying to right click through the window. Whack whack. And Kaiju doesn't manage to make it out. That is an excellent stagger coming out from Hydrangea. And they're getting very aggressive, going up towards the spawn doors, past the choke. It is about to hit last fight territory with Philadelphia at 90%. Misses the flash on the Tracer coming from Hydrangea. Shatters the shield. Shield's almost broken. broken. They're going to be forced to back off. Shredder grabs, but the Immort is there. Forced to break Immort. Adaptive circuits engaged. We have an extra Reinhardt on the field, man. I thought 2-2-2 was meta. Shatter comes out into the grab. Ooh. Blizzard is on the point. Oh. And it looks like by the skin of their teeth with a nice copy and a nice grab, they're going to manage to get it back. Can they touch? They can't touch. That's going to be a very close win for the SF Thunderbirds. Excellent job. That echoes something else, huh, guys? Also, nice Zarya plays on both sides. There were some really clutch grabs from both Choo Choo on SF as well as Shredder on Philly. But this was also very nice. Yeah. Alright. Let's update the score. Give SF their 1 point. And then we will swap back to this while we wait to see what Philadelphia's map pick from the map pool is. Again, in case you didn't know, they can choose any map type that is in the map pool of Assault, Escort, or Hybrid. Their options for this week being Anubis, Volskaya, Hanamura, which never changes. For Escort, they have Dorado, Havana, Rialto, and Route 66. For Hybrid, they got the Blizzard World, Kings Row, and Numbani. Now, if I was them, I would take them to Kings because Kings Row is just great. Hey, Killfeeder. Ethelred is popping off. It's true. It looks like there's also going to be no swaps from Philly. I don't think SF has any swaps except for Flamingo. So we'll see. Still waiting on a map pick. But we will hide chat and swap you guys back. Yeah, it was a close first map. Close first map. We got 99 to 99 on 2 of those segments, I think. Potentially means we're going to be here a while, y'all. Don't worry, I brought drinks and snacks in anticipation that this game could go on for a bit. Like I said before, these are pretty evenly matched teams, and it is anyone's guess as to who will manage to pull ahead. But so far, I've been really impressed with the Zaryas on both sides, Chucho and Shredder. Kaiju has also been a pop-off DPS, so has Hydrangea getting a lot of necessary picks. Not with High Noon, though. The High Noons have been a struggle, but that's kind of High Noon. I added a point to Philly on the screen. I thought I swapped the others. Hold on. We're gonna go fix that. Yeah, because I thought I swapped them correctly. Oh, I did, but then they swapped which team was on which side. Which is unfortunate, but does happen to me. Like every time, see, this is the issue, is every time I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna get on 20 minutes before, make sure everything's ready with the stream, make sure I've prepped everything, make sure everything's lined up and all the overlays are correct. And then I get into the game and they're like, guess what? SF's on the left. And it screws me over, guys. It just screws me over. So see, now it's fixed. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. SF has their point now. Alright, it looks like we are actually going to have some swaps from SF. And they're going to go to Kings Row. It's like they're listening. Papa Torbjorn coming in for support. Looks like a gold support. Lucio main with some Ana play. Coming in for Legend Lubu with Killa and Flamingo as well. Killa with the private profile. Flamingo, I think, also has a private profile. Oh, never mind. Unprivated. Solid silver DPS. And we're going to the row, y'all. You're watching this with popcorn, Ruhe? Nice. Popcorn sounds great. I should make popcorn soon. I'm excited because I have like 3 days off. Because I haven't had a day off in like 2 weeks. So I could make popcorn tomorrow. I could do anything. I don't have any obligations for the next 3 days. I'm probably just going to sit on my couch and do nothing. But I like to think of all the things I could do and then actively choose to not do them. It makes me feel very excited. All
Now
right.
entering
And now we are
Hero's
entering what is
Row.
probably the best map in the game. I will not be taking any constructive criticism or comments at this time. And it looks like we're waiting, and so we're having some fun running around the map before the game has even started. As we wait for the moderator to start the map. There we go.
Initiating match.
Let's see, let's see. Looks like we have 15 seconds. Alright. Whoop. As we enjoy the nondescript portion of London that is surrounded by the same
Ready
skyscrapers
for battle.
on all sides, as well as a factory in the distance. Looks like we're going to be having SF starting their defense with a Rhine, Zarya, Kaiju on the Genji, Flamingo on the McCree, Papa Torbjorn on the Lucio, and Killa on potentially the Ana if they ever leave spawn. Attackers are going to be doing a Rhine, Zarya with a Mei McCree. So meta, so boring. Lucio as well as a Baptiste. Let's see, is this Ana coming out of spawn? Yes, the Ana is coming out of spawn, so the Ana is staying.
5, 4, 3.
Looks like they're not going to be setting up for an early nade, so let's follow Flank Bastion, who is ready for the early nade. As they walk through, it looks like they're going to try and push aggressively through theater. A little bit of a slow rotation, they definitely spotted you. Might be trying to drop and rotate to the high ground. Looks like they're just going to drop. Are they going to go to the high ground? Your team's not worth it, man. Alright, there they are. We're going to be doing this a long walk onto the high ground. Are we going to speed boost across? Are we going to speed boost across? Genji has spotted them. Half the team's going to speed boost across. It looks like Rabbit Warriors is going to... Oop, they're going to drop down. Baptiste is now set up on the high ground with Hydrangea. He's going to get a nice stun, but not the follow-up shots onto the Lucio. Nice headshot onto Kaiju. Does manage to clean him up. Support from the Baptiste on the left. Good job, Shadow Stride. And this is going to just be kind of a... Okay, I get you do it once just to see, but then you do it twice against a master DPS. Papa Torbjorn, what were you thinking? You lucked out the first time. And it looks like Philadelphia is just going to kind of slowly grind out a cap on point A. The Mei just being really hard to remove once she gets on point, with the McCree on the high ground being difficult for their team to deal with. Kaiju swapping over to the Hanzo off of the Genji. They do have a Nano as well as a Shatter for the defense. Coming up on a Shatter as well, flanking Bastion with a High Noon almost from Hydrangea. They already have a window ult though. But it looks like Shadow Stride is debating whether or not to heal his team or push the cart. Abandon your team, push the cart is what I say. If they can't stay alive, that's their own damn fault. Meanwhile, it's Josh just managed to get a 6 Shatter, but it is countered by both Immortality and Feet. But the grab comes out. Nano grab, but they got booped away, and this man has to close the gap now between all of them, and he's going into a window, forced to back off. That is a nice way to cancel aggression. Everyone from Philadelphia does manage to survive. Both Shatter and Grab and Nano, and that is all of the ultimates from the side of SF Thunderbirds. Meanwhile, we now have ults in favor for Philadelphia. Ooh, and that is a nice pickle though for Flamingo. That is Grab down. They do have Blizzard and High Noon. Dragon comes out, is going to split off the main tank from the team, and they have spotted him. Are they going to chase him? No, they're not going to chase him, but Flamingo is going to get a free High Noon off of that. Kaiju managing to get 2, and then no ults needed. SF is going to clean up anyways. We do have a Shatter back for it's Josh. And almost a Nano and a Grab. Listen, they can do the exact same thing they did the last time. But this time, they cannot fuck it up so that it goes into a beat and an Immortality and a window. Still are 4 ultimates on the side of Philadelphia, so this could be a very dangerous game. They do have Grab Blizz. which they can chuck at any moment here. Shatter comes out, the wall comes out, is going to get them 2 picks off of it. Retaliatory Shatter doesn't manage to find anything, goes into the shield. The Nano does come out. Grab comes out to control the Nano. Is going to help them clean up the rest of the team. Flank Bastion just swing into the grab, getting 60% of his ultimate back off of that. Want to get 3 on cart to close the gap for the last few bits. And we are through the streets phase. Pretty much. I don't think they're going to get back in time to contest it. Yep, and that is 4 minutes and 15 seconds to push through the last part of King's Road. That is a nice time bank to be working with. Grab Dragons is here. Is Grab Dragons going to come out? Immortality comes out, but Choo-Choo is on top of killing that shit. Don't worry about it. Flank Bastion just jumps off the edge because he knows what's coming. Shadow Stride, you better run faster than that. Oh, all the way to spawn. Nice dagger blast from Lingo. Alright. Let's see. They do have a high noon coming up as well as a beat in their pocket for SF, but they still have the Blizzard. Well, that is an unfortunate drop down from Lingo, but good job to bail him out. High noon Blizzard coming out. Beat comes out to protect against the Blizzard. Wall comes out, and it looks like they're going to get 2 off of the high noon Blizzard combo. That is main tank and main support down. Little Flamingo getting caught out on the Mega. We're thinking about building wall, but we're actually just going to bully Kaiju on the mini. They know that there are people hiding on the left. They're going to do some parting shots, but they've just decided we're going to push the cart.
Let them up.
Oop. That is a high noon. Is going to find 1. It's Josh doesn't manage to find anything. Oop, does manage to get a couple people on the ground, but the damage follow-up is limited, and they are going to cap it with 2 minutes and 50 seconds. Choo-Choo not managing to contest the point in the very last minute.
To 3. Switching sides.
Alright. Great time bank to start out with. That is a little under 3 minutes left over for Philadelphia. Let's see if SF can attack even better. Whee! As we go back to the statue of the robot with the small child. Alrighty, alrighty. And I'm guessing Ryan Zarya is from both sides. I will be shocked if they pick something else. Definitely Ryan Zarya for the defenders. Looks like we're going to be sticking with that May McCree, which has proven so strong as for them in the past. And it looks like we are going to have potentially a Doomfist? No?
Attackers incoming.
Looks like we're going to have Killa swapping over to the Baptiste and pop Torbjorn onto the Zenyatta for supports. And then a Widow Echo combo. Should we give Kaiju the caster curse? Is the real question. Does this man feel the pressure of an audience now? Let's see, hold on. What's the audience size? Oh, we have like 20 people here.
5, 4.
There are 20 people watching to see whether or not you hit this shot, Kaiju. All the pressure in the world. You hit a shield. He's gonna swap immediately. To Doomfist. Interesting. Okay. So we've really swapped it up. Immortality comes out super early, trying to push through the choke, but the wall did come out and does manage to find nice pick onto Rabbit Warrior. Excellent punch just through the team. Does manage to find the off. Support allows them to get around statue and poke into the choke. Does manage to spot Hydrangea on the flank. Flash Fan doesn't manage to kill the Doomfist. And he's going to punch over the car. Doesn't manage to find anything. Does punch up, but is going to die for that. Zarya very low, forces Immort out, is going to die to Hydrangea, and they're going to be forced to back off. Hydrangea just leading up here. Ooh, nice stagger pick onto It's Josh. We have High Noon as well as Shatter on the defender sides, as well as Window. Meanwhile, for the attackers, we really only have Window. Ooh, Kaiju actually making the swap onto May, so we're going for a little bit more of a mirror. Almost have Shatter, almost have France. This could be an interesting fight. Window coming out, can they LOS it? Not quite, it looks like. It's Josh is going to die to be May in that room. We are going to get some nice picks. Not quite. Gonna make it out. But Flamingo and Zen does manage to get a pick there. Hydrangea gonna get 2. And this hold on point A is going to continue. Kaiju also going down. Shredder, a high charge. Zarya, Graviton Surge, ready for Chucho. Whoop, and we're gonna have another swap from Kaiju. Shatter comes out meanwhile while I was looking away, but is going to be countered by both Immortality as well as Transcendence. The other Shatter doesn't manage to find anything. Grabs are out on both sides, but one side Immorts are coming out, one side has Blizzard and the other side doesn't. Chucho does manage to get a pick, but it looks like they're not going to get another pick with Hydrangea and Shredder managing to clean up inside of the Blizzard and push them out and force them to push yet again. Ooh, it is Zarya v Zarya battle around the statue, but it looks like Shredder's just going to back up into his team. And they're going to cede some space while they wait for Flank Bash to come back. Dueling windows, chuck some right clicks through that. Beat coming out for Philadelphia. Chucho's just getting bullied in the corner. Immortality comes out to save him. It's going to get cleaned up. It's Josh just managed to kill Flank Bash. Sinister gets the pick onto It's Josh. And it is just a free-for-all with Pop Torbjorn getting Rabbit Warriors. High Noon from Hydrangea on the high ground. Flamingo is going to manage to clean him up. Everyone's so low on SF. They do have grab if they need it, but they really don't want to need it. 60 seconds remaining. Oh my god, but they haven't capped at this point yet. They got 2 ticks. Nice pick onto Shadow Stride. We're whacking a Reinhardt here. I think they have it. Rabbits is still here, feeding. It's Josh's ultimate. We have Grab Blade. We have High Noon. We have Transcendence for the San Francisco Thunderbirds. That was quite a long fight. They have 3 minutes to push through Streets phase. Already not doing super well in terms of time bank compared to Philadelphia Fright. Meanwhile, we have Grab, as well as we're almost at Shatter from the defenders. Grab comes out from Shredder, is just going to get the main tank. Forces Immor out, the wall doesn't manage to block it. Ooh, nice Shatter coming out from It's Josh. High Noon is going to manage to get 1. Rabbit Warriors just managed to clean up It's Josh. Flamingo gets 2 and all that. Are down. Grab comes out. Blade is out. Stun is going to get stunned and just cleaned up. Oof, that hurts. Shredder is dangerously low and Hydrangea is dangerous. So it looks like they're going to manage to push around the corner. Still 2 support ultimates in the tank for SF Thunderbirds if they need it for this last contest. Looks like they're going to back up and wait for the tanks to come back. Almost have Blizzard here to try and stall it out at the second checkpoint. Looks like they're going to attempt to recontest. Let's watch and see where this Blizzard ends up. There it goes, right onto point. Looks like they're going to focus the Zen. Just managed to get the Zen. Hydrangea manages to get the kill. That is going to be both supports down for SF. But it looks like Kaiju is going to manage to get out with a sliver of health. And they will live to fight again. And it looks like Sinister wants to wall up and is going to do that, in fact. Alright. We now have High Noon, as well as Window. Whoa, that's not what I wanted to do. Window. He's on the high ground. Oop, Hydrangea is going to get bubble, does get spotted on the long flank. See if he decides to use this High Noon. Window comes out, but the Ryan is just going to walk through it using his shield to block any use of it. Papa Torbjorn does go down to Shadow Stride. Kaiju just managed to get flank bashed, and Shadow Stride is going to get It's Just. Shadow Stride's going to get 2 using his own window. Nice job, Shadow Stride. Ooh, Flamingo. That's a ripperoni. And that man's going to get out with charge. Say goodbye to Chucho. Alright, this is getting into last fight territory on second point of King Throw, the last little bit of Streets phase. They have Raph, as well as High Noon, Trance, and Window here. But they have to get this off. Dangerous game jumping up against Masters of the Free Player. Drop the window. Grab comes out from both sides. Flamingo also is going to High Noon from the end. Transcendence is also coming out just in case. Use your window, man. Don't jump up onto the high ground. The window's still up. Alright, well, we're in overtime. Some healing's coming out. They're on the team. It's just Shredder on the point. It looks like they're going to manage to get the second point. Hydrangea is on the back line, but is going to get cleaned up eventually by It's Josh, as well as Papa Torbjorn on the Zenyatta. Shredder is cracked. Shredder cam, please. We are trying to give equal time to everyone on the teams. But I will give you some Shredder cams as soon as he gets grabbed, which I'm sure will be soon. Right now, Flank Bastion has a Shatter. They have High Noon. They almost have a Blizzard. Probably going to get it in the right place here. Oh, it looks like we have a window coming out from Shadow Stride. Just going to do some damage through it. Immortality coming out around the corner is going to get 2 picks. Hydrangea as well as Shredder getting picks. Shadow Stride finally getting the last pick onto It's Josh. Hydrangea getting a pick onto his double. And it looks like that is going to be a fight win for the Philadelphia Fright. As they back up, back to choke. Looks like Papa Torbjorn's going to be making the swap onto the Mercy from the Zenyatta. Alright. We have Shatter and Dragonblade on the side of the attackers. We are at the 30-second last fight territory. High Noon comes out, Immortality comes out, Blizzard is out, Beat is out. You're just gonna get out ulted here, man. They had way more ults, and they spot you hiding on the cart. Shadow Stride is here, and your Zarya potentially can't protect you. He's living his best. Rav comes out. Ooh, but the window comes out from Shadow Stride, who is defending the point, and that is going to be Philadelphia Fright taking King's Row. Nice job, Philadelphia Fright.
Play of the game.
Play of the game, however, is going to go to SF's DPS, Kaiju, who's going to get a very nice grab dragon here, with a little assistance from Chucho, who went and broke the Immortality field to make sure that his ult got value. Nice off pick on to Hydrangea, who managed to survive the grab, but look at that healing! Whew! Shadow Stride, also Hydrangea, you were 2% from greatness, 67%, you almost had it. Alright, let us update the score. It is currently 1-1 here. Philadelphia Fright versus SF Thunderbirds. It is now SF Thunderbirds map pick. They can pick an escort map or an assault. The dreaded 2CP. What will they choose? Let's see. They like to run. So in my recollections, Kaiju is a bit of a Shimada Brothers 2 trick. So they're going to want to do something that favors either Genji or Hanzo. Maybe bringing back Mr. Fundino. Also, we'll see if Flamingo stays in with the current lineup or if they swap things back to the lineup that won them the first map. We'll see. We have pick Dorado. Oh, no, that's Dorado, Havana, Rialto, or Route 66. Let's see. I mean, I don't think you would go to Havana against Philadelphia because they have Hydrangea, who, well, he's played McCree all of these games and done a very good job with his hit scan on McCree. Also plays a nasty Widow. So I would not take Philadelphia to Havana if I was SF Thunderbirds. But I am not. It looks like we are actually going to take a halftime till 9:02. Damn. Oh, that means I have to stall for so long. Listen. I understand the point of a halftime, but this is so much air. So much dead air for me to fill, guys. It's so much dead air. And I don't know. I don't know what to talk about. Let's see. What can we talk about? Let's go to Google. Oh! You know what we can talk about? We were actually having a very interesting conversation. Maria, Yellow, and I. We were having a series of interesting conversations that kind of devolved one into the other. We were talking about the average height because Maria is incredibly short. She insists that she is not, in fact, short. She is simply slightly below average, which prompted us to Google the average height in the world globally of humans specifically. I'm not terribly interested in average giraffe height. Maybe some people are. And we found out it is, I believe, 5'9" for men and 5'5" for women. But Googling thing always, you know how when you Google stuff, there is like other people always search. Like other people also searched these things, and it was like what is like hold on, it was what is average height. So if you Google what is average height, the most common searches in addition for that is what is average height for man? How tall is average height? Is 5'7" a good height for a guy? Is 5'9" an okay height for a guy? Is 5'9" short for a guy? So essentially, by Googling the average height of a human being, we unveiled a wealth of male insecurity that Google's algorithms had chosen to reveal to us. We also Googled the fact, as you know, like if you've ever been in a really old building, all the doorways are really short. So height has changed across the years, and there's a lot of theories about why this is happening biologically. But on average, we've gotten taller as a race as the years have gotten by, and a lot of people think it's because we've had better access to things like food and clean drinking water, which allows you to grow more. So things like famine are pretty bad for your growing height, but we also have been noticing in kind of the shorter chunk of years. So think of it from like 1500s to the 1900s, humans on average getting taller over time. But from a very interesting study that we found, again, this was at like 11 p.m. my time, which I'm Pacific, so it's like 2 a.m. East Coast for yellow. And Maria, we found out that there has actually been a recent trend in the past decade or so of decreasing height, which is very interesting. And I don't exactly know why this is, but the countries that are currently increasing still are mostly Middle Eastern countries. Like we were looking it up, and like um, Saudi Arabia is increasing like crazy, as well as like Greenland and Japan. America is not really increasing still, and the and some countries are actually decreasing in height and getting shorter, which I don't know why. The study really didn't go into it. It just had a lot of charts and correlations of like height over time, but they talked a lot about like how this could potentially correlate with urbanization, as a lot of the countries that are still have like growing heights tend to be more rural. So potentially like urbanization is taking away height overall. And we don't know why that is. Everyone's going to point the finger and be like, okay, it's the radiation and technology, it's the chemicals, which it could be. But it could also be a changing diet. Like we have a lot more grain and carbohydrates in our diet. Also, we spending all our time on electronics instead of working out or being physically fit, which exercise also has a role in it. But we have a really different diet as an urban society than you do even for a rural society. We eat a lot more grains. Like the crazy like stuff is like if you look at an American's diet, and this was something one of my professors in college told me, is he's like we eat mostly corn, even though it's not really corn, but a lot of things that we eat have corn syrup or corn byproduct in them. So at the end of the day, like pretty much every meal for every day, we're eating corn. And so it's just corn. Like we're corn-fed sheep essentially. So like it could also be that as a diet. Also the microplastics in the food. You eat on average a credit card's worth of plastic per year. You think we just suck, Psychic Panda? It could also be that. It could also be that. Panda's 3'2", so he's only 2 inches taller than you, Waffly. All right, Allie, I'm 5'5" and I'm happy. Nice. It's not a bad height. But yeah, microplastics actually is an interesting problem. So if you don't know what microplastics is, that's the idea is that even though if you have so that little triangle of arrows that you see on a lot of like plastics, doesn't necessarily mean it's recyclable. Depending, it's usually only certain types of plastic are recyclable. Usually type 1 or type 2. So if that has a number 1 or 2 in the middle of the triangle, you can recycle it. Otherwise, you can't. And usually, even if you do recycle it, it just gets tossed in a landfill. Now, previously, pre-pandemic, when we still had a good relationship with China and pre-Cheeto, we used to sell all our plastic trash to China to be put in a landfill over there so that we didn't have to think about the fact that we were generating massive amounts of garbage. Um, then we ruined our relationship with China, and one of the big crises was that we had so much plastic that we couldn't sell anymore, and we couldn't get rid of, and we couldn't recycle. And this is actually a really interesting problem. Like, I remember talking to my mother about how it was so difficult for her to figure out what to do because her city just flat out stopped taking any plastic. Like, they wouldn't take it in the trash, they wouldn't take it in the recycling. If they saw it in your trash, they just wouldn't pick it up. And so she just had a bunch of plastic in her garage and didn't know what to do with it. Um, but generally, it just gets thrown in landfills. And eventually, those landfills will break down. Now, plastic doesn't really decompose on a timeline we have lived to see yet, but it breaks down into teeny tiny plastics of particles, and then it gets tossed into the ocean, and then the fish eat it, and then you eat the fish, and you eat the plastic. And that's how you eat a credit card's worth of plastic about every once a year. And it looks like I can finally swap us back because we have a map pick and we're asking for swaps. So I can stop talking about microplastics, although this has been a fascinating discussion. We're going to be going to Hanamura for our next map. And it looks like we have Mr. Fundino coming in for Kaiju with Papa Torbjorn going up to DPS, Killa and Ethelred at support. And it looks like potentially no swaps for Philadelphia. Also, hi Deadstock, I see you there. Is this a podcast or a match? This is they forced me to they forced me to fill dead air for a 10-minute timeout. Is what that is. So it becomes kind of a podcast. All right, all right. And I'll be continued to fill dead air as we wait for the readies up from both teams. Yeah, plastic is stressful. So recycling and talking about plastic just stresses me out because it's such a like. If you're curious to learn more about plastic and what it's doing in the ocean, you should Google the Great Pacific Garbage Patch because there is an island of plastic bigger than Texas in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. And it is so distressing every time I think about it that it's just there and we have to deal with it, but we're not dealing with it because no one knows what to do with it. So we're just going to pretend that it's not there, but it's definitely there. And it's so upsetting. Anyways, be careful about your plastic consumption, but there's nothing really you as a consumer that can do. What really needs to happen is government control over what kinds of plastics are made to encourage corporations to only use recycle friendly plastics so we're not generating even more undecomposable garbage that we cannot contain or control. But that's never going to happen! And so we're all going to eat credit cards for the rest of our lives! Which is just depressing. Oh yeah, the soil. That's also dangerous. Yeah, it's not great. One of my teachers, this is my math teacher, not even a science teacher, but she had a really interesting illustration she liked to do where she took an apple and she would cut the apple, and I think she cut it into eighths first, and then she cut the eighths into like thirds, so each slice got it cut into third, and then she peeled the skin off of 1/3 of like one of the thirds that she got from the eighth. And she was like, if the apple was our whole planet, this sliver of skin is our farmable soil. That's it. That's all the soil we have that can sustain crops like we're used to. And it's very rare, and it is a diminishing resource, especially since we're not really good. So, to keep soil fertile, you have to kind of let it go. So, normally when you have crops, you plant all your crops, they suck up the nitrogen, they suck up all the nutrients in the soil. And so you have to reapply nutrients to the soil. Naturally, that normally happens by animals like living in the fields, living on the soil, other different types of plants. There are some plants that create nitrogen in the soil and return nitrogen to their environment. They grow. And there's time for this like nutrients to come back to the soil. Carcasses decompose, animals poop, and like all of sorts of stuff happens, as well as like water, rains, and floods to carry through and replenish the soil. But obviously, in a commercial farming industry, that just doesn't happen because you want to produce as many crops as fast as you can. And so the soil just kind of goes. and then we can't sustain crops in that same soil. It's fascinating. There's an interesting practice. So where I'm from in the Central Valley, there's a lot of rice farmers, and rice is interesting because it grows in water. But one of the things that they've started to do is when rice is not in season, the rice farmers will actually hand their land over to a local bird rescue, which is provides a homestay for migratory birds as they migrate down from Canada to Mexico through California. And what they do is they let the land go and they let it grow native grasses, kind of nice uh, not trees, but more like brushes. And the birds come, they nest, they poop, they eat, they die there. Like, and that all helps rejuvenate the soil. So actually, the next crop of rice is better the next season. All right. And we are still waiting for Hanamura to be a thing. Both Zaryas are cracked. That is true. Both Zaryas have been 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 performing exemplary. All right. FTV also exists. Yes, FTV is also a really good OT in this league. I was expecting a MOWL stream, but now I'm just taking notes to the science podcast. Welcome, Lau. This is what happens when you give me 15 minutes of dead air to fill. Come on, teams. Come on. What does chat say? It's just going to be Shredder talking to himself again. Until we get the go-ahead. Council told us to pause the game. Deadstock, what have you done? Deadstock, apparently this is your fucking problem. This is why I'm here. Stuck. In this league. Well, not in this league, but also in this league. But in this stream, at this moment, on the load screen for Hanamura. Lau has a separate Twitch account for watching streams, apparently. That is hilarious. This is the one I watch streams on? Dude. Why? That, I don't want to know. I don't want to know. But apparently, Council has told us to pause the game. Something do be afoot. And I don't know what. It looks like Reckless is streaming the game to the San Francisco Thunderbirds bench so that Kahlua and Gon can watch. Which is sad. Also, Reckless is currently on Spec All, so he can spectate the enemy team, and he's currently in the San Francisco Thunderbirds bench. That may be why Council told them to pause. Nope, looks like we're getting the go-ahead, even though I think Reckless perhaps needs to be swapped over to San Francisco Thunderbirds team, considering he's on Spec All and he's sitting on their bench.
Initiating match.
But I will let Deadstock trolling, Rodeo trolling, possibly, but it looks like we're starting. Looks like it was resolved. Someone was supposed to talk to us about something before we started. Okay. But yeah, I don't know.
Ready for
Potentially
battle.
someone should talk to, I don't know, Philly. I guess they're okay with Reckless being on Spec All and chilling in the bench. I don't know if I would be cool with that, but it's whatever. Also, this is the second time that Reckless has showed up to one of my streams and just streamed it for me, which is oof. But fun. Chucho on the Zarya, it's Josh on the Reinhardt, Fundino on the Tracer, Papa Torbjorn on the McCree, Kaiju going over to the Anna, Ethelred on the Baptiste, going into flank Bastion on the Reinhardt, Shredder on the Zarya,
4, 3,
Sinister on the Mei, Hydrangea on the McCree, Rabbits on the Lucio, and Shadow Stride on the Baptiste.
Enemies here.
Alright. Alright. Looks like they're going to do a quick rotate through the right side and speed boost up to this high ground. But the enemy team is also rotating to meet them just on the point. Looks like they're going to push down through the stairwell. And then straight on to point. The MOWL has managed to wall off the supports, but not for long. Rabbit Warrior just managed to kill the thing, and Ethelred, not Ethelred, Flame Bastion is going to get picked by it. Josh. Hydrangea is going to get the pick on. Hydrangea's going to get the pick on It's Just, but Chucho is still here and is going to manage to clean up too. Shredder is going to manage to clean up Chucho, and it is the Tracer on point. The wall doesn't manage to get them off point. We do have a pulse, and we're probably going to need to use it, but it is going to miss. Unfortunate. Going to be forced to get the health pack. It looks like, ooh, tanks are not quite back. Who's on the point? No one's on the point. It's just the Tracer on the point, and it looks like they're going to give up point A. As Flank Bastion is already on point B. And is going to get some juicy ult charge out of two of those people. Shatter is pretty much up on both sides. Chucho is leading Shredder a bit in ult charges. They also almost have a Blizzard. Ooh. Well, they do almost have a Blizzard. They also almost have Beat, and they have Window. They almost have Nano on the side of SF Thunderbirds as we sit in. Oh, looks like they were calling for a pause. Oh, it looks like someone. Oh, okay. Do, 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 do. All right. Looks like more pause. Okay, apparently they're gonna come and discuss options. Okay. Alright, so it looks like we're having some technical issues. Will we wait for the teams to decide if they're in trouble or not? Reckless is worrying that he's in trouble. Only from me, Reckless. Only from me. Because I just think it's rude to stream the games that I'm streaming. But, alas, I have no powers. Alright, we're just chilling. I guess we'll go back over to this screen. While I wait for updates. Alright, it looks like everyone's arguing about when the pause was called and when they were told to start. And people don't know when they were told to start. So it looks like some confusion was caused. We are currently waiting. Apparently Philadelphia wasn't playing. Or no, SF wasn't playing. Because they were waiting for the pause. Oh boy. This is gonna be an interesting discussion. Soap. Not entirely sure how this is going to resolve. I think it looks like SF probably wants a restart because they're not sure. Apparently they didn't realize that it was serious that they started this map because they were waiting for a pause because apparently Philadelphia wanted to hear that everything was okay from council. So we're waiting. Yeah, I mean the time delay for calling pauses is wild. Apparently Philadelphia has been informed that they're ready. and SF is requesting a reset. Yeah, I mean honestly, and I've been trying to like tell this to my team is like if you notice that you're having a technical issue, like for one of our scrims, Deadstock had a glitch where he was just like his right click was stuck and he couldn't do anything but fan the hammer the entire time. Um and he was just like I can't do anything, I can't do anything. And it's like just leave. Like just leave. If you're having an issue like that, just leave. It'll automatically pause. It's faster than asking for a pause and waiting for the team to realize what's going on or the mod to realize what's going on. Like, if you need a pause, it's honestly better to just dip because that's going to be the fastest way to get your pause. Oh, it looks like they're going to fight about whether or not there's a reason to restart. Oh boy. So SF is campaigning for the map to be reset and restarted. Philadelphia is campaigning for the map to not be reset and restarted, which makes sense because they just capped point A with 5 minutes and 15 minutes. Oof, that would be a 2CP game. 15 minutes, imagine. Oof. 5 minutes and 19 seconds on the clock. Reeve yelled at me, just leave Deadstock. Everyone yelled at you. Yeah, Waffly. Everyone yelled at Deadstock. He was just complaining, and it's like, bud. Alright. Oof. And it looks like SF is going to try and get this reset. I am guessing there's probably going to be need for someone to come and mediate this because it looks like it is getting bad. So, hopefully, whichever council member caused this pause in the first place. Alright. So, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I think perhaps a higher power is needed for mediation here. Dude, there's like 10 people watching Reckless stream now. Ugh. So disappointed. Those could be 10 people I could have for my stream. Annoying. I don't know. If he wants to stream the game, like, he could become a caster and just stream SF's games. But I think I'm probably going to ask in the future to not stream any more of SF games if this is going to be the same shit over and over again of Reckless just streaming it on the side. So, because it bothers me. But it's not illegal. It's fine. So. Oop. Looks like we have people coming and going. Oh, it looks like we have a council member on top of trying to mediate whatever is happening. It looks like Kaiju is speaking on behalf of the San Francisco Thunderbirds. So, we'll see. We'll see, we'll see. We have time. Alright. Feels I'd be butthurt too. Yeah, I am kind of butthurt. I mean, at this point, I'm just going to request not to cast any more of SF's games because this is the second time it's happened. And I think any other caster that would be upset about it can request to not cast SF's games because they seem like they got their own personal caster. So my presence here is not needed. I could be eating dinner right now. Oh boy. And SF is angry. Oh boy. I don't think that a player got kicked, but people are angry. Hmm. Apparently, there's argument over not whether a player left or got kicked now. Looks like it's being dramatic. Anda is having to defend the fact that he didn't kick them from the lobby. Oh boy. There is a meeting of the minds happening right now. All the dramatics. We have 2 council members on deck. Oh boy. This is looking to be an interesting game, not just in terms of the fact that it's close, but also the fact that there is apparently secret drama that I don't know about. So, it's interesting. And we're in the pause screen again. Be nice, yeah, I don't know exactly what's happening, but everyone needs to take some deep, calming breaths. Because at the end of the day, it is only a video game, and there are other things in life. Ain't that right, Cat? You want to come say hi? No? No? You want to say hi? Here. Squeak into the mic. Do it, Cat. Do it. For once in her life, she's quiet. Yo, tied 1-1. Yeah! Sup, Gluttony? We are currently 1-1 and facing an even greater threat than the dangerous meta that is May McCree, but rather the meta that is drama in MOWL. I don't know what the drama is. I don't have the tea, unfortunately. Oh my god. There are even more people in the meeting of the minds. This has blown up into a full-on argument. Does that say no skin plus lemons? Yes, that is. That is. It would hurt like a bitch. That was the intention. We were talking about a while back about ways we would kill people, and I said I would peel them of their skin and dip them in lemon juice because I thought it would be a really funny way to die. Because it would kill you. It is exactly that. Yep. But for a while, this was my icon and my nickname in the HZ server. Oh, it looks like we now have a council member standing by. Yo, it's Gluttony. Why did Reckless get kicked? I don't know, man. Because you're annoying? Because they thought that you had something to do with the drama? I don't know, man. I don't know why you got kicked. I'm just here. No one tells me anything. Yes. We're just chilling and waiting. Well, I hope you've been doing well, Gluttony. Still no OW? No, so if you were here for the halftime, which was 20 minutes ago, though it doesn't feel like it's been 20 minutes. Actually, it was 10 minutes ago. We did start a game. We had like a minute of actual gameplay. And then the great pause started, and we've been here for a while. I'm not sure how fast you die, but holy shit, it would be painful. Yeah, that's exactly the point. Like, it's a really mild acid, but skin is so important. Yeah. Like, skin protects you from so many different, like, things that would kill you otherwise. I don't think it would actually take you that long to die if you're skinless. Also, you would be bleeding out at that point. And lemons being an acid would be a hypertonic solution, which would cause all of your cells that were in contact to start to lose their water and just kind of shrink and shrivel up. So I think you would actually die very quickly. I think the trick would be to keep you alive without the skin long enough to get you in the lemon juice bath. Not you specifically, Gluttony, but the you in general of this person that we're killing collectively together in this creative way. The great pause, yeah. It's been a bit of a doozy. It's been a bit of a doozy. We're in quite a pause. Quite a pause. Quite a pause. I don't know, I've already given my microplastics rant. I told you guys when the stream started that I was out of jokes. I am out of jokes. The funny is gone. And then they gave me a halftime as well as a pause. It's just not my night. It's not my night, cat. Yeah, you don't care. Oof. Killing bosses in WoW, World of Warcraft. A game I have never gotten into, and my wallet thanks me every day. What's going on? So how's the weather? Shredder asks, how's the weather? The weather where I am is actually quite nice. It was 70, sunny, with a slight breeze today. Now, I did not leave my apartment to enjoy this weather, because this is my first day off in about 2 weeks. I spent the entire day playing XCOM 2. Because that is what I do. What's up, cat? You cannot be on the desk. Talk about bears. What bears are the best bears? It's either WoW or drugs. Oh, WoW or drugs. I think I would choose drugs, Gluttony. But the best bears, so that's a really hard, like, how are we defining best? Because there is best in the stupidest looking, which is absolutely the sun bear. There's best in it is the most bearest of the bears, which would probably be the grizzly bear, but I am biased because I am a California native and I do love that our state flag has a grizzly bear on it, and that grizzly bears have slowly been reintroduced into the California wilds because they are an important staple of our wildlife, an important part of our ecosystem. But I think grizzly bears are certainly some of the most vicious bears, are also quite large. And when I think of bear, that is the bear that I do think of. So that is probably the best bear. However, sun bears also are a really good bear just because they look dumb as fuck. Like Google, hold on. Hold on, guys. I'm gonna, cat, get off the desk. She's fine. We're gonna Google sun bears together because sun bears are amazing. Okay. So. Let's go back to this. This is a sun bear, guys. And it is as horrifying as you think it is. Just look at it. It's such a bad bear, but it's also such a good bear because it's so bad. It's kind of like those naked cats that you see where it's like they're so ugly they're cute again. Ooh! Wait. We're starting. We're starting. It's actually Overwatch. Holy shit. We're going. I forgot what we had. We have Grab and Shatter on the side. They're going to use both of them on the side of the defenders. Beat comes out from Philadelphia, as well as Shatter coming out from Flank Bash and Shredder. And it looks like they're just going to steamroll this. Holy crap. Dude, that is so awkward after such a long pause to get right back into a game. Grab comes out from Shredder, just managed to catch him, but it looks like they're going to get that. Hydrangea getting the pick onto Mr. Fundino. Ooh, 4 minutes, 42 seconds.
Score 0-2. Switching sides. Initiating match.
Ruhe, you love my image. Thank you. That is that artistry, that sheer artistic talent belongs to none other than Maria on my team, who honestly I don't understand why she's not with you on the design team. Clearly she has an amazing talent. All right. Well, 4 minutes and 42 seconds is a really good time for Hanamura, but not unbeatable. Looks like we're going to have a Rhine, Zarya, Mei, Ashe instead of McCree for defense. Rabbits on the Lucio. Shadow Stride on the Baptiste. Looks like we're going to have Rhine, Zarya. McCree. Oops, excuse me. McCree, Hanzo. Kaiju on the Lucio and Ethelred on the Baptiste. Let's stick with Ethelred for a bit. I believe we had some Ethelred fans in the chat. Let's see what this main support can do.
1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Early poke exchange, not really anything serious. I need to get just below. Wall comes out. Up and over the wall. Get the Immort down. Get in your own Immort and save yourself. But it is not fast enough. The Immort goes down and Sinister is going to manage to get the pick onto Ethelred. It's Justice managed to get the pick onto the main tank of Flank Bastion. Ice block out. Shredder is here on extremely high charge, although, and is plowing down the tanks, but it is him without a main tank, which is a slightly awkward position for Zarya to be in. He's going to take a shit ton of poke. The DPS in choke. Mr. Fundino is going to get the pick onto Sinister. Chucho going to get the pick onto Shadow Stride. Rabbit Warriors also goes down to Mr. Fundino. That is both supports down. And it looks like Flank Bastion is just in time to come and die again on point A. And that is going to be a really quick point take for SF Thunderbirds. Holy crap, my brain, it did not connect the dots. And now we have a shatter. We almost have a high noon, and we are coming up on a beat actually over a window. Probably because Ethelred died that one fight, but they do have a window themselves, and Shadow Stride has proven to be very dangerous with these in the past. And it looks like man wants to use it, but needs to heal. Can't place a window when it's got to heal. They can be such finicky things sometimes. Go, build it. They're there. Ooh, grab shatter comes through. Immortality is there. Beat comes out, but it only it got the Reinhardt as well as Kaiju. Bob is on the point to contest. Shredder is dangerous, so is going to go down to Chucho. Oh, and he's going to go back up to get some heals from his team. But it looks like that is going to be a win for Philadelphia, as they are going to push out onto this low ground, and I don't know. Nice pick onto Rabbit Warriors. That is a high charge Zarya that they are struggling to deal with. This Zarya is still on your high ground, sir. Be careful, Hydrangea. Alright, looks like we have a double sniper comp coming out. Looks like it doesn't manage to find much. Hammer down, Flank Bastion through the hammer down, doesn't manage to find it. It's Josh, doesn't manage to find anything with his shatter either, so it's okay. Chucho does manage to get something. Shredder grabs, is going to get 2 picks off of that grab. Chucho is going to get Hydrangea, although Shredder's going to get It's Josh. And it looks like they're going to clean up Chucho. And that is a interesting beat from Rabbits. Ooh, Mr. Fundino managed to get a nice shot on the Widowmaker. Well, they're officially not going to match the time bank of Philadelphia Fright for this map, but they still can cap point B and take us to another round of Hanamura. Let's give Mr. Fundino the caster curse for a minute by watching him play Widow. Yep. Alright. We'll let him get some headshots. Window comes out. Blizzard also comes out. Immort is here to try and, but they're going to. Ooh, the grab comes out from Chucho. Shatter comes out, doesn't manage to find anything. Ooh, but it's too much. The wall is good and it does manage. Ooh, Chucho's gonna get a pick, but it's not enough. And then Hydrangea is just gonna clean up the Widowmaker on point. Papa Torbjorn going over to the Soldier. And instead of the Hanzo. We now have a Bob still in the tank for defense. I don't have much of anything else to work with. We do have a Shatter as well as a Window coming up on a beat. Probably not going to have it this fight. Let's watch It's Josh and see where this Shatter ends up going. Trying to corner peek a bit. Trying to push. He knows the team's there. Hydrangea is going to get picked by Mr. Fondigo, swapping off the Widow and onto the Tracer. Nice MOWL coming out from Sinister. Flank Bastion is going to get 2 picks off of that, and it is Chucho awkwardly backing away by themselves again. Sir, you are not surviving this. They are chasing you down like crazy. You are surviving this? Hydrangea just managed to get the pick onto Papa Bastion, and it seems like Hydrangea is just popping off, so let's sit and watch him go. He's waiting for some healing from his team. He's looking at them. He tried to get closer to help him, but he missed anyways. Bundino coming in on the Tracer onto the high ground. It looks like Chucho is, sir, maybe don't AFK there. And it looks like, ooh, ouch. Regroup with the team. And looks like we have both support ultimates and almost a visor on the side of SF Thunderbirds, but now we've given them enough time to build both Shatter and Grab, but it looks like they're going to take Window. Burn down. We're gonna drop actually. Sight's happening, but the Bob will reign supreme. And it looks like SF Thunderbirds is just dead once again. 1 minute left on the clock to get this last tick on point B. It is certainly not impossible.
Let's get patched up.
Yeah, SF's gonna get held if they don't combat the Ashe May. Yeah, it is difficult though, because they want to push the high ground to contest the Ashe, but then the May is there with the wall. What they really need to do is they need to all group together and speed through. Either that, or they needed to get a flyer that could go in through the windows and contest the high ground without actually going there. Rav comes out on the high ground, but it doesn't manage to get the May. He does manage to Blizzard, blocking off the supports. Kaiju is going to manage to get a pick onto Rabbit Warriors. Ooh, but Sinister gets the pick onto Ethel Red. Walled off. It is last fight territory. And Shredder has a grab. That's not Shredder. Shredder has a grab. Alright, alright. He's gonna grab him in main. He wants to grab him in main. He's gonna do it from above. It's gonna look super fucking cool. He's like, guys, this is gonna be on my highlight reel. I'm so excited. It's gonna look so cool when I post it. All my friends are gonna think I'm so cool. Now he just drops down. He's gonna chug it. It's gonna be a nice 3-man grab. Immort comes out, but it's just a little bit too late to save the Zen. And then it is just clean up with some help from Hydrangea on the high ground. And it looks like this is probably gonna be Philadelphia Fright's map. Yeah, Zen pick for a hot second, but then Philadelphia wins. Nice job. Yeah, 4 minutes and 42 seconds as a time bank is pretty tough to beat. And also Flank Bastion, famous for pressing W key. Yeah, this was a really good shatter. Definitely just kind of won them that. But he got this shatter off just being super aggressive on point A. And it just kind of worked out. Nice job. Let's give Philadelphia a second point. Again, 2 very close teams, so it still is anyone's game.
Epic.
100%.
Does mean that the next game, if they is going to be match point for Philadelphia Fright, it is his first 2-3. I believe since we've done Assault and we've done Hybrid, it is going to now be an escort map, of which I have now closed the roster sheet after looking at the Sun Bears. So I don't remember. I think it was Dorado, Havana, Rialto, Route 66, I think were the options they had. And it looks like we're going to lose someone immediately. Oh no. RIP. Potato Torb? Potato Torb, I think. Torb Potato, something. 4 gold medals, Pog. Yeah. Listen, the game within a game that I've been kind of attentively watching has been the Zarya v Zarya battle between these two. Because both of them are really impressive Zaryas. Also, the Baptiste battle has been pretty good. So far, Shadow Stride has kind of been edging ahead. They've been doing some really good job with their windows. I don't know why Kaiju's on support. They have previously played DPS, but let's see. I'm gonna swap you guys to these screen while I look at the chat to see what the fuck is going on now. Looks like Papa Torbjorn is going to leave the game because he's upsetty spaghetti, which is fair. Looks like SF has a couple other players that they can swap in for him. Either that or he's just going to restart, cool off a little bit, get a drink. It's Papa Torbjorn. See that now. We are waiting for the Thunderbirds to pick the next map from the escort pool. And not be quite so upsetty spaghetti. And we're waiting. Looks like Legend Lubu is coming in. Never mind. We're going to have Flamingo coming in with Legend Lubu for a support line, it seems. Gonna hide chat so that you guys can see. Flamingo, I believe, being gold across the board, if I remember correctly. Silver, bronze, but gold damage, so probably gold. Legend Lubu, I believe, was gold across gold support. Okay, yeah, gold support. Cat, did you have something you wanted to say? Kaiju was on support because we have a low team average. Oof. It's rough, yeah. It's rough, it's rough. But, I don't know. It's hard for a DPS player to function as a support player sometimes. Like, you're not gonna, like, a plat DPS player is not gonna play like a plat support player necessarily if you put them on support. Unless they are true flex, which I think is very rare. And a lot of people are like, I'm a true flex. And then you put them on a role that they have played limited time on and they shit the bed just so impressively. And they're like, but guys, I'm a true flex. I play everything. I'm so good. Oh, Papa Torb apparently left SF Thunderbirds entirely. Damn. Well, that's a statement to make. Well, if he's going to be that much of a quitter, then I don't think you probably really want him on the team anyways. So, hopefully it's not so bad. Okay, it looks like we're going to have Flamingo actually on DPS. Alpha Red coming back in on support. Mr. Fundino is going to stay at DPS with Chucho, and it's Josh at tank. Wow, left this team mid-game. That's a look. It's certainly a look. Definitely something that you wouldn't potentially want recorded for future coaches that you try to get picked up by to reference on the MOWL YouTube channel, by the way, which you should all visit because I run the MOWL YouTube channel and we have very limited views because we don't advertise it everywhere because every time I ask to advertise it somewhere, uh, everyone I talk to is like, yeah, that's a good idea, and then never does it. But don't worry, I'll keep asking until it actually happens. Damn. But that's rough. Well, looks like we are just chilling. Waiting. for the R. Or for the map, actually. We're still on Hanamura. Guys, this has been such a dramatic game. Both in gameplay and in just, like, general drama. As my neighbor's dog loses their goddamn mind. Hopefully you can't hear that. Oh, the dog is barking. Guys, I'm moving soon. It is completely unrelated to the dog, but I am happy I'm moving soon. Like, every time my neighbor blasts their music or I hear their dog losing their mind, I'm like, maybe it'll be different at my next place. It probably won't be, but maybe it'll be different. Alright, what are we waiting for? Still waiting for a map. Ugh! It's more dead air. More dead air to fill. It's unfortunate. Oof, this is looking like it's gonna be... Oh, it's gonna be Rialto. It's gonna be Rialto. Interesting, interesting. Potentially a really good Widow map. Which... Tis unfortunate for San Francisco, because Hydrangea has a very good Widow. Or Ash. Ash is also pretty good on this map. But a really good Pharah map as well, or Pharah Echo, if they're willing to play either. You hear the dog? Yeah, imagine hearing that first thing in the morning too, it's great. So, yeah, I don't know, does Flamingo or Fundino play any of the flying characters? Let's do all. No, not really. 49 minutes on Pharah. How many minutes on Echo? Where's Echo? 1 hour. That's decent.
Welcome to Rialto.
Alright. To not Venice we go.
Initiating match.
It's gonna be an interesting game. Again, guessing Ryan Zarya's on both sides, considering their Zaryas are hard carrying both of their teams. Could maybe get a double bubble, but I don't know. Does It's Josh play? Where the... Oh, they swap sides. That's gonna confuse me. They play Winston? Meh, they kind of play Winston.
Ready for battle.
But they're gonna go with a Reinhardt. Zarya, Rein, Genji, McCree, Bap, Anna. Strong double heal comp again. Double main heal. Going into a Roadhog Sigma with a double sniper. Rabbit Warriors on the Mercy to boost the Widow, and Shadow Stride on the Zenyatta.
I grow tired of waiting.
Get some Zen gameplay. Mr. Fundino is an alt account? Okay, Waffly. You say that like it matters to me. I don't know anyone in the league anyways, even if they show up on their main accounts. Like, you could show up on your main, I still won't know who you are. I'm sorry, it doesn't matter.
Activating the barrier.
Escort the payload.
Payload moves in a course.
We are charging a right click at nothing, and we shoot nothing. Harmony Orb on the Roadhog to try and save the giant fat man from being a giant alt battery. Alas, there is nice right click onto the Reinhardt. Hydrangea does manage to get a pick. Flank Bash does manage to get another pick onto Ethelred on the flank. I think Shredder's just trying to prove to everyone watching that he's not a Zarya 1-trick. We'll see how successful he is. Everything about this Sigma gameplay decides whether or not this man can play Sigma or if he should be a Zarya 1-trick forever. But it also looks like Hydrangea... Hydrangea? Nope, that's Flank Bastion. Hydrangea do be popping off. Let's watch some Widow play. He's gonna miss every shot now that I'm on his spec. It's the caster curse. Oh, but he's gonna hit that shot. But yeah. Again, why is Baptiste? You probably don't want to hit the jump key against a Widowmaker.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
Alright. We do have sights up for the attackers. Looks like we are swapping onto a Sig Diva from SF. Almost at Nano. Let's go to Flank Bastion and see what they're up to on this hog.
No one can hide.
They're getting destroyed. Ooh, 50 HP in a dream. They managed to make it out. They make it out. They make it out. Fright is active. Where is Hydrangea? Hydrangea's there. It's a Nano Blading Genji! They got one support. They get a second support. They get the Widow. They're gonna get Sinister. Nope, Sinister's gonna say no. Your reign of terror is over. But that is a great place to stop the attackers. They will not gain control of the bridge and get the longer sight lines on the second checkpoint. They do have Dragon coming up, as well as both Tank Ult Online and Transcendence. Some more Zen gameplay. I know this is what you came for. This is what everyone wants. Discord on the Genji. I would put it on the Diva. Yeah, there it is on the Diva now. Hydrangea gets a nice pick onto Ethelred with Rabbit Warriors as a pocket. Just kind of stuck on this low ground looking for people. Flamingo getting dangerously low. And we have a lift coming out. Aryan's going to get one pick. Second pick, Sinister going to get a third on Chucho. And it's just got DMAX in the back by Flank Bastion. Is going to get the pick onto Sinister as the baby Diva, although before Sinister gets res, but is going to get the pick onto the Mercy before finally getting taken down. I wish I was specking that. I did not think that would be quite as successful as it was. Whiffed hook, but that's okay. We have a whole hog, but Shredder does go down. Flank Bastion. Ooh, that's a hook. Ooh, the cost. Hydrangea is going to manage. Hydrangea. I can never find this man. It's because it's F10. It's so far away. We're waiting. We're waiting. I mean, we got 5 ultimates on the side of SF. Very low. Is going to manage to get picked. Hydrangea just dropped behind. Chucho is going to have to come up and face him, does manage to do that. Shredder is on point. Dragon comes from behind. Is going to get Flamingo. Lift comes out. Transcendence to counter. Rock comes out, does stun Shredder. And it is just a duel on the point. Rez comes out for Flank Bastion. Nice, another tank on point. Does hook the Diva, but that's not gonna... Hydrangea's back on the McCree off of the Widow. Ult comes out. The Rock does manage to stun and kill Hog out of the ult. Shredder swapping onto the Zarya. He's a one trick after all. You've seen it here. The Sig just wasn't working out, and now he's on Zarya. I don't know what you're talking about, man. I hear this Shredder can play Sigma, but look at the stream don't lie. It's Josh also going to be swapping onto the Reinhardt off of the Diva. Chucho possibly going to make the swap onto the Reinhardt. And we have a Nano Blade here that is just going to get pinned and squashed. Unfortunate. Rabbit Warriors get to pick onto Legends Lulu in the backline. Immortality comes out. High Noon comes out from Flamingo, doesn't manage to find anything. Lift coming out from Chucho is going to manage to get 3 people in the air. He's going to kill 1, but he's going to get cut down before he can do anything else. Shredder here on high charge, going to get 2 kills. Hydrangea helping with a third. Mr. Pandina does manage to exchange blows with Hydrangea, getting the last pick for the cap. Second point. I need to take a drink of water. Flank Bastion does have a Earth Shatter ready. Chucho swapping onto the Zarya to further support. It's Josh on the Reinhardt. Ethelred also has a window here. Window aggressively, like your life depends on it, because it does. Yeah, you're getting rolled here, sir. You need to turn the tide. But it's too late to window now. You've already lost 1. Lost 2. And they're just going to clean you up without any ultimates. Flank Bastion still has this shatter. Hydrangea and Shredder just cannot be stopped. The momentum is too strong in their favor. He pins in when he hits the pole. Hydrangea's just going to continue to clean up. No ultimates needed. Window finally happens. It's on the card, but it's not from the team that needed the window. Mr. Fundino does go down. Pin comes out to just keep them off the cart, and the grab to secure the final cap.
Score 0-3. Switching sides.
Alright, 1 minute and 41 seconds on the clock for Philadelphia Fright.
Initiating
Now,
match.
it's SF Thunderbirds' turn. And my cat is staring intently at me, which tells me it's getting close to 7:30 at my time, which is dinner time. I'm a nice person. Anyone on HC can vouch. I don't vouch for you, Waffly. I think you're a little shit. Alright, we're back here again at the bridge. As my cat stares longingly at me and makes suggestive looks at her
Ready
food
for
dish.
battle.
No. Alright, looks like we're going to be starting on the Rhine Zarya, Genji, and
Attackers
Widow.
incoming in 30
Interesting.
seconds.
Pushing into a Hog Sig double sniper combo
Just what I
with
needed.
the Mercy Zen. Again, we're going to start on the Zen because this is the play everyone wants to see. I think Shadow Stride can hit a couple more shots. He got 7 eliminations that last game.
5,
Not
4,
unimpressive,
3,
but I think he can do better. Or
One.
she. I actually don't know what
Attackers
gender
incoming.
Shadow Stride prefers,
Stop the payload.
or if any gender. Hydrangea gets a nice opening pick onto Flamingo. Let's go help the enemy team out by giving them the caster curse. Pick onto Legend Lubu as well.
You must like me.
But a miss onto the Dashing Mercy. And a miss onto the Genji, who deflected. Actually, not a miss, just not a kill. Ooh, what a hit onto Ethelred, just standing on the bridge. Not what you want to do against an enemy Widow. And I do believe this Widow is potentially going to just control. Ooh, Chucho diving off the map to tactically reset. Looks like Flamingo's going to be swapping to the Tracer. Tank's going over to a full dive. They're gonna deal with this Widow if it kills them, which it just might.
Damage increase. Merci.
Sights
No
is
one
up
can
and
hide
is
from my
active.
sight.
And they dive the high ground, expecting to find a Widow, but they find nothing! Let's see. Where is the next dive going to be? Alright. You wanna jump, you know you want to. They're looking for the Widow, but they can't find it. They're diving onto this second high ground, but there's no one here. Meanwhile, Hydrangea's got another pick onto Ethelred. They're taking the weirdest... They're just chasing for where Hydrangea is, and they're trying to take... We're on the supports now. Mostly it's Josh. Chucho is struggling here on this Winston. Is going to get cleaned up by Shredder.
Bruised mind is already defeated. See that which is unseen.
Shredder almost at lift, and we have both support ultimates for the side of Philadelphia Fright. Meanwhile, the closest thing we have on... Ooh, Hydrangea is going to get the pick onto Mr. Fundino. It's going to be a Nano from Legend Lubu. Discord onto the Monkey. Recall down for the Tracer as we just kind of poke each other out, but you are going into a Hog Sig Widow. You don't really want to play poke with them, you want to do a definitive and aggressive dive. Lift comes out from Shredder, Discord onto the Monkey to kill him. In the lift, onto the Diva, gets a nice shot onto her, Orb onto the Mercy to further support. Reminder, there is an enemy Widow somewhere in the thing, so you gotta watch your head. It's just going to get demacked by Hydrangea, and Hydrangea's going to do a nasty flick onto Flamingo, I am assuming. No one can hide from his sights. Ooh, Hydrangea does finally manage to go down to Chucho, but is going to get rezzed immediately. It didn't hurt at all. Oof. Ethelred is caught in a bit of a bad spot. Pulls out the Glock, but we're not gonna watch because that's gonna be sad, yeah.
60 seconds.
We have a pulse bomb here from Flamingo, but they're very scared. Ooh, Chucho gets the pick onto Hydrangea as the Sig is also going to get the pick onto Rabbit Warriors. Eat is down. Stick onto the Hog is going to take a breather through it. Self-destruct Shriekins comes out. It's going to find Shredder. Dragons is on point, as well as Trance to try and save this Hog. Oh my god, you have so little HP, Flamingo. Yeah. Chucho is going to get 2 picks. And then Ethelred's going to get the res onto Flamingo. Oh, he has had enough of Hydrangea shit. Rock onto Shredder. Pick onto Sinister. Listen, Chucho was like, I can't dive with Winston, but I can dive with Sig. final though, but they managed to clean him up. Ethelred goes back and deals with it. Holy shit, they managed to squeeze that out.
They still need you.
On the Sig Diva. Mr. Fundino also going over to the Genji. I think they were on the Genji actually earlier. Oop, Shredder. Listen, they're back on the Rein Zarya. It didn't work, they're swapping to the Rein Zarya. Sinister on the Tracer and Hydrangea on Free. Stuns himself and gets killed. Tracer does manage to dash out of the rock. The cart currently is not being contested. Flamingo does manage to 1v1 Sinister, but Legend Lubu is going to die being alone on cart. But no one seems to realize there is a Sigma in your backline. Valk comes out, is going to manage to find two with the Diva Bomb. Nice, nice, nice. Clean up this Reinhardt on your boy. Don't forget about him. He's kind of important. He's a lot of HP. And now it is just the DPS here, as they continue to push forward through the streets phase. Past the docks. Alright. Well, we have nanoed the Genji a little early. Perhaps as a deterrent. Lift coming out from Chucho is going to manage to find Shadow Striders. Pulse Bomb does come out, is going to manage to get the enemy Tracer on Flamingo. It's Josh managed to get to Hydrangea. Sinister is going to pick the Legend Lubu. Chucho is going to get the pick onto Flank Bastion. Ethelred reses Flamingo. It's Josh currently in Baby Diva form as Rabbit Warriors did get the deflect off. Ooh, so low, I'm sorry, but the immortality is here. Oh god. I think that's the end. The grab was good, the window was good, and Chucho does finally go down. Currently they have a Shatter, High Noon, and Beats on the side of Philadelphia Fright. But they still have this blade. They did not accidentally try to early nano. High Noon comes out, is going to find Flamingo on the Tracer.
We must hurry.
Beat comes out early. Shatter comes out, but oh, he's gonna get just destroyed. And that looks like that is going to be a map win for Philadelphia Fright.
Victory.
And a win for the game. Nice job, Philly. Had some stutters there, but we cleaned it up in the end. This was the Nano Blade we saw earlier. Gets the dash reset off the Mercy, manages to kill the Widow, and then dies to Hanzo. Nice. Good job, Shadow Stride, on the healing. I'll update the scores. So that is Philly's win for tonight. Whew. Good jobs to both teams. Had some amazing off-tank gameplay tonight, as well as some really good DPS pop-offs. Notable mentions for Kaiju, Mr. Fundino, as well as Hydrangea. Also had some really good support play from Legend Lubu and Shadow Stride. Thank you all for coming tonight. I hope you all enjoyed the stream, and I will catch you all next week when I stream another MOWL game. Night, y'all.